We want to go now to Chief Meteorologist Brad Hlozek. And Brad, we're actually seeing in our area some cold rain, but some of our northern communities are already seeing some of that ice.
That's right, Christelle. In fact, we are basically looking at some freezing rain and ice already being reporting in areas around Alto, Mount Enterprise, Center, and Tenaha, and even in Central Heights. So basically, if you're north of Nacogdoches, your temperatures are dropping 2 or below freezing, which is why you're seeing that changeover take place. In fact, you can easily see it too on Storm Tracker Live Doppler Network, and notice how we have it color-coded for you. And the green represents a cold rain, which is coming down from Jasper, Hemp Hill, and around Lufkin and over towards Crockett. But you get into the pinks here and purples, that represents freezing rain that's currently falling. So again, up Highway 259 from Central Heights to Mount Enterprise, you may run into some icy roadways there, and the same thing as you head further east over towards Center. And all of this, by the way, is moving off to the northeast. And again, areas south of here, we're still above freezing, but it's in these areas right now in northern Nacogdoches County where we are seeing that ice take place. Now, in terms of the latest advisories, a couple things to note. One is nothing has changed for the freezing rain advisory for Crockett, Groveton, and Corrigan, as well as a winter weather advisory for Angelina and Nacogdoches County. What has changed, San Augustine, Sabine, Shelby counties have now been upgraded to a winter storm warning, and it's in this area here in the blue where we think the greatest potential is for ice accumulations of 1/4 of an inch or more. That 1/4 of an inch is a threshold that's significant because when we get over that, that's when power outages could become a possibility. So again, it's east of Highway 59 in these areas that we're going to have to watch closely here as we head through the next several hours. And when we come back in a few minutes, we'll time everything out and tell you when this mess will finally move out of East Texas.
KTRE 9 Storm Tracker Weather, the most accurate weather where you live.
Well, we still have a cold rain falling across parts of East Texas. Other areas getting some of that changeover to freezing rain and ice right now. And as we put the radar in motion, you can see everything generally moving off to the northeast. And again, if you live in Alto, Nacogdoches, Center, and points off to the north, you are more than likely below freezing and seeing some of that freezing rain and some of that ice accumulate on your maybe fence line or on the grass and area roadways. South of there, though, most of our surface temperatures are above freezing, which is why we're still getting just a cold rain here at the present time. In fact, as we take a look at temperatures right now, pretty significant to see the difference. Right now, Kippen Central is at 33 degrees. He did report just that, a liquid rain at his house just a few minutes ago. Bill Teague, Southern Nacogdoches County is at 34, but we've got 33 in Southern Rusk County and 32 from Tom Johnson in St. Augustine. So he's right at freezing, and I wouldn't be surprised there in northern St. Augustine County if you start to see a changeover here in the next half hour or so. But notice most areas around 34, 35 degrees in Angelina County and areas around the Sam Rayburn country, and that's significant because as long as we stay above freezing, it's just a cold rain for us. Having said that, though, I do think we will fall down below freezing here over the next several hours, which will then lead to freezing rain for pretty much everybody in East Texas. So again, here's the ice potential. The shading of pink here represents where we could see up to about 1/10 of an inch of ice. I did put 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of ice, but we'll probably see amounts closer to 1/10, which is good news. We won't see as much here. But again, if you're in Center, St. Augustine, Hemp Hill, anywhere in the far eastern parts of East Texas, this is where I'm really concerned that we could see 1/4 of an inch of ice accumulate, and that could create problems, not just on the roadways, but power outages as well. And here's why. 1/4 of an inch is significant because if we get that, that equates to 500 pounds weighing down on an individual power line. And of course, the weight of the power line can't hold it long enough, and that's when it falls, and that's when you lose power. So that's why that 1/4 of an inch of ice is kind of significant for us in terms of the amount of weight that these power lines can hold up. So as we go through the evening hours, here's Futurecast at 7 o'clock, and it still shows a cold rain for deep East Texas. Again, up around Shelby and Rusk counties, we still have that freezing rain. Changing over this evening, notice by midnight we have a freezing rain and then a cold rain across our far southern counties. The good news is, as we head towards 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, just some clouds left over, but we clear out tomorrow afternoon. Sunshine returns. It will be a cold sunshine, but we're done with the precipitation. And the best part is, with high pressure building in, we get sunshine, not just for tomorrow, but for the remainder of the week. So we're going to get a nice reward here as we head through the end of the week. We just have to get through the next 12 to 18 hours before we can bask in that sunshine. So overnight, we're down to 28 degrees. And so any rain that stops falling overnight will freeze on contact tomorrow morning, but then we're up to 46 degrees. A light freeze on Thursday, but then after that, notice we start to warm up nicely. We'll be up to 58 on Thursday. Friday, 68 degrees, and then by the weekend, we are talking 70s returning to the forecast. And so this is going to be a nice reward for all of us as we get a chance to kind of thaw out a little bit and enjoy some more seasonal temperatures. In fact, those 70s, Christelle, will actually be above normal here for February. So it will feel a lot like spring. But in the meantime, those areas around Center and Hemp Hill, may want to charge your cell phones, download our weather app in case you do lose power. At least you'll have access to our information there.
Yeah, because I was listening to you, that 1/4 of an inch, 500 pounds, that puts it so much into perspective how concerned we should be.
Yeah, it shows you also the weight of that water when it starts to freeze as well.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for showing that to us,
bet.
Brett. All right.